Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Thirsty Thursday. Minnie Jen can't have nothing to drink because, well, she's off the wagon. And,
So she says.
So she says, man. So she says. We don't know for sure, but we think she's cheating, but we can't prove it. And so, a lot of people lost some money in that bet so far, people. So.
Yep. Will's determined to win.
Every time Will gets some extra money, he keeps throwing it down on that pot, man.
I'm going to get my money back.
Hey, I'm curious, what would have happened if those girls on that bus would have got hurt?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh, down there in Florida? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing is, we've talked about that over the years, and how pissed off that fucking officer was in Florida, the main one, that first seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he got in my face and screamed at me, and I was like, why are you yelling at me? I'm not the one on top of the bus.
Right, you had no idea.
And we asked the
That's
girl,
all on them,
yeah, that was another thing. You know, we asked the girls, what would you have done, you know, if you would have flown off? Well, and their whole excuse was, well, it was just a chance we had to take. I'm going to tell you something else that's wild. So, later on that year, it was like in the fall, we were having trouble with one of the AC units on top of the bus. Okay, and this ain't no shit. 2 of that one girl's fake nails were lodged into the vents of the fucking AC condenser.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there were some pictures that were taken, and we did notice the girl was missing 2 fingernails. So they were gripping hard.
No kidding.
You know, but according to witnesses, now of course we can't see on top of the tour bus, but we got to see a dash cam footage of this. Okay, now we could never use it, you know, but they end up letting us see it, you know, in the car while we were there, and their feet were flailing like they were Superman hanging on.
They're damn lucky.
Like damn lucky. If they would have flown off, there was a lot of traffic. Another thing I've thought about, the wind was blowing that day, and it was coming at us. So I think if we would have come around this one bend on the highway, it had some really big upgust coming out of the Bahamas. I mean, I think it just would have blew them the fuck off the top of the bus. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
The other thing is, here's the other fucking thing that's interesting. How did they get on top of the bus? Because there's not a ladder.
Right.
So what they did is, where the bus was parked, they went up to a balcony of this hotel and jumped on top of it.
That's what I was wondering.
That's when we found out 2 years later, they had broke one of the joists in the ceiling. And you know, because that bus ended up getting rewrapped, and it was the blue Girls Gone Wild bus. So, and here's the thing that a lot of people don't know. Those buses were bought in Nashville. One of them was a Nopi Tour bus. Okay, that was the first Slick Chick bus. The Girls Gone Wild bus, I went down there with Ryan and bought the first one with him for Girls Gone Wild. And it wasn't the pink bus. It was actually black. The very first one was black. And that bus, the black one, ended up getting rewrapped. It was like a teal green for a while, and there was a problem with the wrap, and they rewrapped it to a purple color, and then it became a Slick Chick tour bus. And we were leasing it, then we ended up buying it. The pink bus, the pink and white one that everybody thinks of when they hear Girls Gone Wild, that was actually an interesting story. That was when we sold the Nopi bus, we bought that one. And we were upgrading, and we had actually leased that for 2 years, I believe, to Girls Gone Wild. It was 2 or 3 years. I think it was 2 years. We leased it to GDW, and it was not wrapped pink at first. It was a different color. And then we come up with the whole thing in the pink, and we were going to use that with Slick Chick, and then somehow Joe seen it, and he immediately wanted to wrap that color, and we were like, okay, cool, whatever. And then we come up with a different color or whatever. But what a lot of people don't understand is we worked more closely than anybody ever thought. But publicly, it was like, fuck Girls Gone Wild.
Right.
Unless
Kind of like you guys were against each other, not against, but kind of like competitive.
Yeah, we were competitive. They were getting girls naked. We weren't trying to get them naked. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if the footage, I mean, shit, as soon as girls got on the bus, man, they were ripping off their clothes. And if it was too hot for our content, we sold it to GGW. You know, I mean, it's just business. It ain't personal. I mean, now I can talk about it. Back in the day, I would never talk about this shit. And
I'm sure.
it was just one of those things. I mean, we were booking shows up for them, and we were booking our shows, and then they brought in a booker over at GGW for a while, and he was booking us and Vertical Smiles and Girls Gone Wild. So the bookers and the brokers were all working together along with the promoters, and it was good money. And I'm not saying it was easy money, because it wasn't. When we would go out on a fucking tour, I was a nervous fucking wreck. I'll be honest with you, one of the biggest fears was getting sued.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
We never really had any major lawsuits. Girls Gone Wild did. I mean, fuck, man, that was a goddamn train wreck waiting to happen. Vertical Smiles, they stayed in Texas. They didn't have to go outside Texas, which they ended up going to Florida to Bike Week, and that turned disastrous for them. They found out how fucked up Daytona Beach is. The other thing is, and since we're kind of talking about this on a Thirsty Thursday, the promoters were always an issue. Because you'd have this promoter, and let's just say Joe Billy Bob, right? I just made that name up, but Joe Billy Bob, he's a promoter, and this, and this, and he has these big parties and all this. 98% of the shit he tells you is bullshit. He never has money, he never has this, but he's going to bank money off of your event. So he brokers the deal with the nightclub or the venue or wherever the fuck you're going, and he's in control of the marketing and all this other stuff. So they have to put in the work. I've had fucking promoters, literally to this day, they owe us fucking a lot of fucking money, and they're still in collections. That basically they never promoted. They just thought everybody would show up, and we show up and there's nobody. And it's bad when it's a Friday and Saturday, because those are. I remember one promoter fucked up so bad. I think it was with Girls Gone Wild. No, but it was with Slick Chick. And the club down the street, the guy come in with 20 grand cash and said, "Move your bus." And I said, "We're out." And we moved it like 4 blocks down, and had one of the best fucking events that I wouldn't say it was the best. It was in the top 25 that I remember. And yeah, I've also seen it where promoters would do, they try to do double or triple bookings, like where you're at a nightclub for 2 hours, then you got to move to another nightclub and another nightclub, and we weren't notified. And so to move a fucking 60-foot fucking tour bus in a small fucking town on a Friday night is a motherfucker.
Oh my God.
You got to remember something. The bus driver, that is his only job, is to drive that bus, because none of us are qualified to drive a CDL. Some of us do have a CDL license, only because that bus driver we hire is the same as an over-the-road truck driver. They can only drive 11 and a half hours a day. So if we're traveling across the country, somebody has to relieve him and step up.
Right.
And logbooks were fucking serious shit. You get pulled over and our logbooks aren't right, they can take the whole fucking bus. And if you don't have a bus, how the fuck are you going to do an event? So another thing that we learned, and we never knew this, and we don't even know how this came about. Every state and every county has a law on vinyl wraps. So if you got some half-naked bitch on the side of it, you have to have a permit, or you got to pay their tax.
Wow.
I found out that in Arkansas when everybody heard the story about the moonshine and Newport cigarettes.
Right.
Yeah, they certainly did. They fucking took all of it. They
I
could
can
have.
imagine what Illinois would want.
Illinois, we never had a problem with Illinois. That's the thing.
Really?
We never had a
That's
problem with
fucking
Illinois.
surprising. Wow.
That's crazy.
I'll tell you the state, number one state we had a problem with was Arkansas. Florida,
Really?
Yep, Arkansas. That's a Bible Belt. You don't do events in Arkansas.
Oh, true.
Arkansas was the number one hated fucking state. Like, dude, we would purposely bump up the mileage and drive around fucking Arkansas if we had to.
Oh, wow.
Especially going to Texas. You know, we would fucking go through Oklahoma. Or we go fucking around. We go through Tunica, Mississippi and shit and go around fucking Arkansas like fuck. Let's see. California, Southern California, we had a lot of trouble. I know it sounds fucked up, but Girls Gone Wild, Slick Chick, we always had trouble. Miami, you could not take the tour bus over the bridge to go into Miami. They have really strict vinyl wrap laws and advertisement laws, and that was always an issue. South Padre Island, at first we had issues with the signage permits on the tour bus because, you know, it's vinyl wrapped. We got to know some of the city officials. We still had to pay a tax, but it wasn't as bad as it was in the beginning. Some of the more lenient states that I would say Colorado. Fuck, man. We went to Colorado. We were a big fucking deal. Anytime we went to Colorado. It's like they can never get any good fucking music acts or entertainment stuff for some reason in Colorado. Nebraska was pretty wild. We did a lot of events in Ohio. And I kind of got this theory. Ohio, if you look it up, it's one of the most populated states. And I think when the forefathers were coming across from the first 9 settlements, they just stopped in Ohio, and that's the reason why Ohio is so big. Another thing is toll roads. Oh my fucking god, man. Some of the shit with these, the worst toll road in history was the cut through in front of Disney World. $1,300 to take the tour bus on that fucking road.
Wow. That's stupid.
Because if you're on the Naples side crossing over to the Miami side on 95, there's one exit. You miss that exit, you are fucked. And they only take cash. They might take card now, but I mean, at the time they only took cash. And, you know, generally we had more than enough cash on the bus, you know. But I remember one time we weren't on tour. I had an enclosed trailer, had 6 wheels in the back, had 3 on each side. And boy, did they tax the fuck out of me because I fucked up and missed that exit. And I did ask everybody in my dualies, like, who's all got money on them.
Wow. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, when we come back from the break, there's probably more stuff. I mean, we'll talk about. But you're listening to 96.1 Styling. It's that damn morning show. You never know what we're going to talk about. And today's Thursday, so we'll talk about some stuff from back in the day. We'll be right back right after this.